Hi, this is Tracy HD, and I want to thank you for joining me today for another card deck review. And today I'm going to be reviewing the Karma cards by Monty Farber. Okay, and these cards are very unique. They're actually 36 cards, including one deck of planet cards, one deck of astrological signs, and one deck of house cards. And of course, it includes a guidebook. It's a really neat box. It looks like a book, okay? And you open it up, and inside we first find the guidebook. And these are cards like no other cards I've ever seen before. They're not tarot, they're not Lenormand, they're not really oracle. They're really unique. Let's take a look at them. The guidebook, of course, is a nice size guidebook. It's not a flimsy little booklet like we're used to seeing. It's a nice glossy finish to it. And inside, it's your typical guidebook. You have your table of contents. It tells you how to phrase your questions and answers. Here it has the different types of cards. And basically, it gives a brief synopsis of each of the 12 astrological signs. Okay, it also goes over the planet cards and a description of the planet cards, the sun, the moon, Mars. Okay, and then lastly, it goes over the houses and the house cards and what they mean. Okay, so it's a lot of information in this book. The type is very, very small. I wish the type was a bit bigger, be easier to read, but very, very nice guidebook. And then let's get right to the cards. So inside this box is a box within a box. Okay, and this opens like a deck of playing cards. And as you can see, the three decks, these are the sign cards. Okay, yes. Okay, this is the first deck. Okay, there's about 12 of these. Okay, and it says the word signs. Okay, and this is what they look like. Okay, and they're color-coded. The S here stands for spiritual meaning. M would be mental, and P would be physical. Okay, we have Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn. As you could see, the symbol of the corresponding astrology sign is in the middle. So not only do we have information up here, but you can also flip the card around, and there's information up here. Now, from what I am told, the red information is your action. Okay, if you phrase a question in the form of what action should I take, you would follow the red information. If you want to know about the outcome, you would follow the blue. And according to the instructions, you actually would line the cards up like this and read the blue going across the top. Okay? But what's interesting about these cards is you take a card from each of the decks and line them up 3 in a row and read across all 3 cards to get your message. So these were the sign cards. Okay? And then the next part of the deck, okay, would be the house cards. Okay, it says house. There's 12 of these. Okay, and you have the 9th house, the 10th house, the 11th house, and these are all the houses. Okay, and again, color-coded. S would be the spiritual advice, M would be the mental, P would be the physical. Okay? So that makes up our second deck within a deck. Okay, so we have the houses, we have the signs. And then this is the third deck within that deck, which is the planets. Okay, and there's a card for each planet. Same thing, color-coded at the top, S for spiritual advice, M for mental, P for physical. Okay, and we have Pluto, North Node, South Node, the Sun, the Moon, Mars, Venus, and again, they go through all of the planets, okay? So what is told to do in the guidebook would be to take each of these decks, okay? And of course, we shuffle them. We would shuffle each deck, okay? And I would shuffle them more than this. This is just for demonstration. And then after shuffling the deck, what you're supposed to do is to ask your question, of course, as you're shuffling, and then you turn over a card for each. Okay, there's the planet, there's the house card, and then thirdly, the astrological sign. And what you would do is you would read across to form a sentence. Well, you would line up the colors, of course. You'd have red, red, and red, blue, blue, and blue. So if it was an action question, you would read across the top. Okay? If it was a spiritual answer, mental or physical, would determine which line you're going to read. Very, very interesting. You really have to see these in person. I'm not sure if the camera's picking up on all the details. Okay, but these are fascinating cards. This is exactly how you use the cards. I would suggest these for someone who is, I wouldn't want to say very advanced. It could be somebody starting out. It depends on how adventurous you are, because these were very, very different for me to learn how to use. Basically, the answers are there. It's not really left up to interpretation like you would with tarot. It's pretty much cut and dry, I would say, like a Lenormand cards would be. And the cards are well made, okay? They're pretty thick, okay? And they're average size cards. And they shuffle very well. So, yes, I would say these are very interesting cards. And I want to thank you for joining me today for this review. If you've enjoyed the review, please subscribe to my channel because I'll be back.